Another year, another mock draft. This is my third year doing this. But this time I do have some help. Professor also did provide me with this top secret book. And he's totally not me. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun. I guess they're ready for me. Time to go. Oh, I almost forgot. Can't forget this. The official conduct licensing. It's showtime. Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Mr. DB Khan is back because we got another Steelers mock draft. This is 1.0, the first edition of this year. Last year we did 7 of them. The year before that we did I think 6. So this year I'm gonna try to do 8 before the draft happens. So this is based off of me doing the mock draft off of like the Steelers taking a quarterback in free agency, because I think the Steelers are going to take a guy with Justin Fields or Matthew Stafford or Russell Wilson or whoever it is. I'm doing this draft based off of them taking a quarterback in free agency, so I'm drafting based off that metric. We'll see it fully what happens, because free agency should be happening probably when you see this video. It's going to be March the 1st, so it should be happening that first week when you start seeing them contact people and being able to negotiate with different individuals, and we'll see what quarterback they bring in. I'm doing a draft based off of that. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Let's get straight into this right here. The first pick of the Steelers mock draft 1.0, I took Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. He was there available on the board. I was hoping the Cardinals didn't get him. They didn't get him on the simulator. I put the simulator on real mode as well too, so it can kind of go with the realistic stuff. Cause I think you put on the regular stuff, it started just drafting random pieces and players. So I was hoping the Cardinals didn't get him. They didn't get him. So I was able to get Emeka Egbuka. Emeka Egbuka is a very good player. We mentioned on the channel many times before. He's a playmaker, explosive playmaker, consistent deep threat, getting down the field constantly, making plays for his team at Ohio State. I know he had that injury at one point, but as you see, he can still play at a high level, a very good high level. He's just a nice player to have right there. So having a guy like that to bring to the Steelers would be very good. The Steelers been missing that deep threat. Of course, they got Calvin Austin, who made some plays, of course, in down the field and stuff, and getting to the secondary and keeping them, kind of a little bit, feeling a little threat from him a little bit. But I think Emeka Egbuka will bring a different element to our offense entirely, because he's kind of different from what George Pickens do. George Pickens is more of a physical type receiver, beating you and one-on-one coverage and stuff like that, making plays happen physically and stuff. But having a guy like Emeka Egbuka is going to open up so much more for your offense, because when teams start to fear him and start putting pieces back there and say, okay, we're going to try to keep him from getting down the field, making plays down the field, deep plays down the field, then it opens up a lot more for your rushing attack, a lot more for the middle of the field. You can do different things as well. So your tight ends start going out there making plays, and the other guys making plays around you, your running back making plays, and you start seeing more open for your quarterback and more open for your offense as well. So having a deep threat playmaker who's consistent at it, look at Tyreek Hill, look what the Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're able to get things happening like that. When you have that guy who can get open down the field constantly, Justin Jefferson, you had a guy who can get down the field constantly, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You see what teams start to do, they start playing differently because they in fear of the big time playmakers making plays on the field, and we need a guy like that. He's kind of similar to Chris Olave, who did go to Ohio State as well. Very similar play style like that. They must have a type of receivers they love there, but guys who can just make game-changing plays. We already Justin Fields, who's not on the roster yet, unless we resign him. But hey, the Ohio State connection maybe like that. We'll see something happen. But I went with Emeka Egbuka with my first pick. Let's move on to the second pick. My second pick was Alfred Collins, from Texas. Defensive tackle. I was hoping that Tyleik Williams was still there, but he got drafted before then. So I took Alfred Collins from Texas, 6'5", 320 pounds. As you guys know, the Steelers need a big guy up front who can stop the run. Now, a lot of people will say Alfred Collins is not the best in pursuing the quarterback, but we don't need him to do that. He's all right in pursuing the quarterback, but we have Alex Highsmith and TJ Wise, the Cam Haywards, the Kendall Bennett for that. We just need him to be able to stop the run, and he's elite level at stopping the run. He's good in the run game. He can close gaps well with those long arms he has as well, disrupting passing lanes, holding the gaps and stuff, and making plays. You see how dominant he is in the run game like that. You're probably seeing some highlights maybe of him on the screen right now, but you see him how he destroys the blocks and just make things happen. We need a playmaker up front like that. We've been missing that from the Steelers. As you guys know, the Steelers did allow almost 300 rushing yards. Basically 300 yards. They're 299 yards in the playoffs versus the Ravens. 300 rushing yards. The Ravens cooked this, and then you lost to the Chiefs. They were able to run the ball on us. The Eagles ran the ball on us as well. The Ravens did it twice, actually. Like, they ran a ball on us as well twice in the regular season game, and they beat us in, and of course the playoff game. So the Steelers need to go out there and be able to stop the run. Like I mentioned many times before on this channel, on the Steelers Syndicate channel, all the channels I be on. If you cannot win in the trenches, you will not win the game. Whether you can like be able to hold it up, or you can run the football and control the pace of the game, or you can disrupt the opposing team and stop them from running and get to their quarterback. If you can't do any of those things, you're not going to win the game. You're not going to win any championships. You need to be able to make those things happen. Look at the Super Bowl. What happened? They was able to get to the quarterback constantly. They harassed Mahomes constantly, and they disrupted a lot of things, and they was able to win a championship. You got to be able to go out there and build that front up. I think adding a guy like Alfred Collins will help the front a lot. It still needs to go in that formula of kind of like emulating a little bit how the Eagles did it a little bit when they add all those pieces. They added Jalen Carters and LeBrons and all the different individuals up front, the Davises, add those big pieces to be able to stop the run, be able to get to the passer as well constantly like that, so it can kind of create and control the pace of the game and stuff and just open up so much more. So I think Alfred Collins is one of those type of guys, and I took him my second pick. Let's move on, of course, to the third pick of my draft. My third pick, of course, was Maxwell Harrison. I mentioned him on the channel before, I think on one of the in-season videos I did. University of Kentucky, of course. He's 5'11", running 4.4. Got good ball skills, great in zone coverage as well. Patience. That's one thing you let us see, and of course, in the cornerback. Being patient, waiting on things to happen, having that quickness, good on-ball coverage and off-ball coverage and stuff as well, like sitting in the zone, or if we had to sit in press coverage as well, like that, to guard a guy step for step. Good at recognizing the route as well, like that. And he also, despite him being like 5'11", of course, and maybe being like 180 pounds, which is not the biggest, of course, on the football field, he's still very good at contesting those 50-50 balls. We've seen a lot of plays of him in college. You go back and watch his stuff. A lot of plays he made, we went up there and contested a lot of those the balls in the air like that. He made some plays. He was able to go out there and contest things and go out there and challenge stuff. So like, throw the jump ball in the air, he was able to make plays and disrupt the passing of that pass and stuff as well. He was very good at doing that. So having a guy like that on the other side of JPJ would be good. Dante Jackson, don't get me wrong, he did some good things, of course, but he's always injured. He injured his shoulder, he injured his hamstring, he always injured, so it's better to go a different route. And he's he's 29 right now, but turned 30, so he'll be a little older as well. So getting Maxwell Harrison would be great to add him to the other side, of course, of JPJ. He's one of the top cornerbacks I've seen still available on the list, and I want to take a cornerback with the top 3 picks. I think the Steelers' top picks will be receiver, offensive tackle, and cornerback. I'm making a video on that actually on the Steelers Syndicate channel. I'm gonna be discussing, of course, the Steelers' top 3 picks, what I'm predicting. You probably already seen the video. I don't know if I'm gonna have the video before this video come out or after this video. So you might have seen it already, or you might have not seen it. So if you haven't, go and look at it. But the Steelers taking Maxwell Harrison, I think would be good. Like that patient guy, a guy who's smart and good recognition. Because of course he like has moments, of course, when he jumped the route. But every cornerback had that moment when he jumped the route and stuff. But you see more good than that bad, like that him jumping the route too early or getting tricked. He never get tricked with double moves. Like I've seen a lot of plays where people do double moves on him. They run a slug go, run a slanting go, or do something like that, a post corner or something, and he'll still be standing there and be patient like that. Be patient and waiting for the opportunity to make a play on the ball and stuff as well. He always trying to find a way to get his head around as well, to not get a penalty or anything as well. So I think he'll be a nice guy to add on the other side of JPJ. And plus we got Corey Trice as well, who's a good player. And then you got I forgot his name, Benny Bishop. Benny Bishop, who had like three or four interceptions this past season, his rookie season. He was solid in the slot as well, like that, guarding different guys. So having those guys at the core receiver, I think would be pretty cool. So that's what I took for my third pick. Let's move on now to the fourth pick. My fourth pick in this draft was DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens, running back from Kansas State. Now, the Steelers could re-sign Najee Harris, which I'm hoping they sign him and also draft a guy, because you can still do both. DJ Giddens would fit complementary. He'd be perfect next to Najee, a different play style to him a little bit. So you could take both like that, have a 1-2 punch a little bit. So we'll see what happens, of course. But DJ Giddens, I liked him, and he was available on board. I wanted a running back. He had 1,300 rushing yards last year, which is very good. 7 rushing touchdowns. He's a versatile playmaker at the backfield. Seen him line up as a receiver, wide, in the slot, making plays in the backfield, catching as well. He also had 69 broken tackles last year as well. He was able to break a lot of tackles and make plays and stuff. He's just a guy who can be an all-purpose back for you like that. A guy you put anywhere on the field and make plays. He's 6 foot as well. 6 foot, I think 6'1", 200 pounds as well. Got some quickness too. I know people keep having a knack on him a little bit, saying that his speed not the fastest. He only run a 4.5, but hey, if you can get and break tackles, you can get open, make plays. I don't care about your speed. There's a lot of guys, a lot of individuals. Jared Rice ran a 4.8. I think 4.7, 4.8. And look at him. He's the greatest receiver of all time. So the speed don't matter in the 40-yard dash, because when you're on the field and adrenaline kick in, you get going and you get making plays and stuff. Hey, that go out the window and stuff. So I think a guy like DJ Giddens would be a great player to add here. Good size, good control as well. And the Steelers need to get another running back in here. I think Jaylen Warren might be gone. Some people think he might be staying, but I think Jaylen Warren probably be gone, most likely, because you can find a guy who can do the same stuff he can do, but who also is fresher and who's not as injured as Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren's a good player, don't get me wrong. He made some good plays with us, but he does seem to get injured here and there. Has some fumbling problems a little bit, but does seem to get injured a lot like that. Remember, he missed 5 games this past year, and then the year before that, he missed some games as well like that. So it seemed like every year he missed a little more and more games. So I think the Steelers can go approach to maybe drafting a running back like DJ Giddens from Kansas. You know, he got cool hair and cool play style as well like that. He's an amazing player. I think he would be a nice addition to the team. So that's why I took him with my 4th pick in this draft. Now let's move on to the next pick, which is my 5th pick in this draft. My 5th pick in the draft was a safety. You know, you never have too many DBs. You know, like I mentioned many times on this channel, you know, like a broken record. DBs and linebackers, you know, and like linemen as well. So you can always have a depth up, because you know the linemen are taking a lot of hits every time, every play. They're going in on attack. Like that, whether they get into the quarterback, has not to run, or whether they blocking for the quarterback, or blocking for him to pass the ball. The D linemen, the O linemen are going at it every single time. So you can never have too many of those, because that hitting and banging all the time like that, no pun intended, get people banged up and get people injured, and then mess some stuff up like that. You see a lot of different injuries. People fall and get hurt and stuff, because it's like 300-pound man, 250-pound man, 300-pound man colliding every single time like that. Like, you're gonna get injured eventually. Then DBs, of course, I feel like don't take no plays off really. You know, receivers come out and they sub out here and there. So, but DBs be out there most of the time, most of the game and stuff. They might sub out occasionally, but most of the time they out there, especially if you're a top level guy. So I think it'd be great to add another depth piece. And I went up there and drafted Alabama safety Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore is 6 foot, 200 pounds, a big safety, 6 foot, 200 pounds. You know, we kind of seen that more the past few years. A lot of big DBs, you know, the Sauce Gardners, the Christian Gonzalez, the JPJs. You're looking at Cal Hamilton, the one from the Ravens. He's 6'4", safety. So having those big DBs out there, but once we were able to make plays and stuff and pass coverage, the lanes is what we see a lot of different individuals like kind of convert more over to that. I usually see guys like 5'10", 5'11", playing corner, playing, you know, safety and stuff. But now you're seeing guys who are 6 feet, 6'1", 200 pounds playing corner and DB, and they still quick and agile as well. But this guy right here, Malachi Moore, 6 foot, 200 pounds, good play recognition as well like that. He has good coverage skills, especially in zone coverage. He makes plays, has good IQ and stuff. Having a safety who has good IQ, good recognition of the field and what the quarterback is doing is always great. Now he's a 5th round pick because there's some things he got to clean up a little bit in his game, of course, you know, but you see the potential that's still there. He can be one of those sleeper picks of the draft as well. I think he has a nice ability to go out there and be versatile. He can play different spots. That's what kind of sets him apart from a lot of different other guys. He can play in the slot. He can play corner. He can play different spot, nickel. He can play safety, all around us. Kind of like Demonte KZ when we had him with the Steelers, had him playing all around the field. I think kind of similar to that nature as well. So bringing him in would be cool. Malachi Moore, you know, his ability to go out there and track the ball as well and make plays, and also be a good tackler as well, a reliable tackler. You know, for some reason the Steelers haven't had. Of course, we know we got what's the name now. Deshaun Elliott has been playing very good, of course, as our safety and stuff. But it wouldn't hurt to have more people like him. I think Malachi Moore kind of fit the same mold as his style, being physical, not afraid to go out there and hit somebody. We see a lot of our DBs be scared to make tackles. JPJ got better at tackling, but still got a long ways to go. But we're seeing, of course, a guy like Malachi Moore, the Deshaun Elliott types, you know, who are out there in our secondary, Minka Fitzpatrick types in our secondary, who can go out there and make those tackles who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. I think he'll fit right in the Steelers mold. So I drafted him with the 5th pick in the draft. And let's move on to the last 3 picks, which is the 7th round, which we have 3 of them, which I don't know why we have 3. I guess it's from that trade we maybe just the Fields trade, maybe, I don't know, something like that. But we have 3 7th round picks. I'm gonna dive into that right now. The 3 picks I have, of course, in the 7th round was Riley Mills from Notre Dame, defensive tackle. Never had too much depth, and I mentioned it before, of course. John Williams, Cincinnati, offensive tackle. You know, never had too much depth. Of course, add another piece. I don't know if the Steelers going to sign some offensive linemen for depth purposes in the free agency or something, but I added him on the list. And then Shamar James, linebacker from Florida, like that. Add another linebacker. Never going to have too many of those. So that's the people I got right there. I don't know too much about them because they lower in the draft, so I haven't really did a lot of research on them. I know John Williams, they said something about he was a good anchor and pass protection like that, but he lacks athleticism a little bit, the offensive tackle from Cincinnati. So they said that he has potential a little bit, but I feel like he's limited in a sense, but he can be a solid rotational piece, a depth piece to have on the team. Riley Mills, I took him because he was the highest defensive tackle. Just to bring him on like that as a depth piece. And I took Shamar James because he's one of the highest linebackers on there for a depth piece as well. So if you know about those guys, hey, let me know in the comment section down below. But it's really all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the first edition of the mock draft. You know, we're back in business. Yo, DB Khan. My name tag right here. Hold on, my name tag right here. DB Khan is back in business. DB Khan is back in business. My license is back official. I'm part of the Khan family for the next foreseeable future until the mock draft is over. So I'm gonna be definitely doing videos on mock draft at least once a week for the Steelers, and the NFL first round mock draft is coming on Monday, and then the next Monday after that, I'll be doing for round 1 and 2, and now after that, I'll be doing round 1, 2, and 3, and then go back to probably round 1 and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I will definitely be covering, of course, the NFL Combine stuff as well. So be on the lookout for that content that's coming. But I thank you guys for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. DB Khan out.